Hello everyone, my name is Lavanya and we have been discussing the text called Unmai vilakkam, and today is the fourth day, rather the fifth day, and we are going to talk about the fourth song from Unmai vilakkam. If you just small recap, if you remember, the first song was all about the questions, as in a request to ask a question. Second day, the second song, we discussed about the questions that was put forward to the guru, and the third song was about the guru accepting that he is ready to communicate or answer the questions. Now the fourth song onwards, which is day 5 rather, yeah. So if you include the prayer song, this is going to be the fifth song. So today's song actually adds up to say, what are the 5 elements around us and what are its shapes or forms. So today's song is actually discussing that. In the actual text it is number 4th song, but when you're talking about including the prayer song, this is the 5th song. Naal konam boomi, punal nannu madhiyin paadhi, yerkum anal mukkonam, eppodhum aarkkum arukonam, kaal, vattam, aagaayam, aanma, urukaaya, maam, ivatraal, utru. This particular song talks about what is this body made up of. This is something interesting to analyze because this song was written almost in the 14th century. 13th to 14th century was the time that this song is written, and they are talking about today's science, today's medicine. If you look at it, the first thing he says, the guru is answering as Naal konam boomi. If you are looking at the earth, it is the form of earth is square. Either it is a square or it is a rectangle. So either rectangle or square. Even today when you are measuring a land, usually we call it a square meter, square foot, or rectangular, or in a square manner. So that is what they are talking about in the first form. So here he says earth, the size or the shape or the form, rather not the size, the form of earth is 4-sided box, which is either a triangle, a rectangle, or it can be a square. Punal nannu madhiyin paadhi. If you look at water, the shape of water is something like a moon crescent. If you look at the moon's crescent, it will be something like a curvy approach, and any vessel, if you look at it, it's that same form. If you analyze the seabed, if you analyze the lake beds and all these, it is usually in that form. So it will start in a very shallow manner, then it will go deep and then again shallow. So it is in the form of a crescent. So logically, water takes the form of crescent. Yerkum anal mukkonam. Now the third form he is talking about is fire element. Fire element follows the form of a triangle, and it's so logical. If you see a burning fire, when it is burning, it is usually in the form of a triangle. So it actually goes up in the top with an apex. So if you look at it, the formation is in the form of a triangle. So the fire takes the form of triangle. Eppodhum aarkkum arukonam kaal. There are, when you talk about air, it is in the form of hexagon. When I say hexagon, it is not in the form as in the lines are not there, but if you keep 6 dots of the hexagon edges alone, whatever the shape you are seeing, that is the form or shape of air, because air is moving in all sort of directions. That is why we talk about the dots. There are 6 dots when it comes to, that's why they are talking about aarkkum arukonam kaal. So it's like 6 dots or 6 edged hexagon. So when you talk about a hexagon, that is what we call it as a shape for air. And the last element is the sky. When you talk about aagaayam, vattam aagaayam, which means when you talk about the space, rather I cannot call it as sky, it's called as the space. When you talk about the shape of space, it is in the form of a circle. If you look at the entire universe, the Big Bang approach, everything is in a circular form. The entire world is in a circular form. When you throw a stone into a water, you see the ripples, which is also in the water. It's also in a circle form. Anything that we talk about, sound waves, that is also around us, surrounds us in a circular form. And whatever it is we are talking about around us, whenever we talk about action, it is always in a circular form. That is what is described here. Aanma, urukaayam, ivatraal, utru. The human body is made of these 5 elements. That is what this song talks about. Now, when you talk about few things, I just want to highlight a few things. When you talk about our body, it is made of these 5 elements. When we are talking about these 5 elements, when we talk about these 5 elements, we are focusing in terms of the different bodily elements that we have. Now, when you talk about earth, we saw the form is square or rectangle. Now, in our body, which parts are made of this mud or this particular earth or this particular silicon elements? Our bones, our muscles, our skin, our nerves and our hair, all these are made of the element called as earth. The next one is water. Our body has 80% water in it. And what are the most significant areas in our body which is made of water? The first one is urine, the second one is saliva, third one is sweat, fourth one is blood, and the fifth one is sperm. Sperm or eggs, both are made of water. So if you look at it, water, which takes the form of an crescent moon, has these combinations. The next one is fire element. When we talk about fire element, the form that goes in for fire is triangle. And what are the characteristics of that? We feel sleepy, we feel hungry, we feel thirsty, we feel tired, we feel angry, or we feel not feeling, but when you want to bind 2 elements, like if you want to join an iron rod with another rod, what you need to do is heat it up. So the heating element actually binds one another. Our body, when you touch it, it is always in a little bit of a heated manner. Why? Because that heat is actually binding our cells together. So the combination of our body to form a shape like what we are now, it is because of water, it is because of earth, and it is because of the fire element as well. Now the fourth element is air. So what is this air capable of doing in our body? We are able to run, we are able to walk, we are able to stand, we are able to sit, we are able to lie down, we are able to jump. All these are the actions or activities because of air, and the form that is taken or the shape that is taken is hexagon. If you can recall, usually they say, if I'm not able to walk because of arthritis, they will say, oh, because there is an airlock in your within the bones. So the airlock is the one which is blocking us in walking or doing any activity. So right now science is actually proving this. In the 13th and 14th century, our gurus have already given all these data with a more scientific approach, just that it was not documented, or rather it was not taken in an English language, so this information was not given out. Now the fifth element, which is nothing but our space, this is in a circular form, and the characteristics of this is mesmerize, like as in liking someone, hatred, feeling shy, feeling a bit fearful. All these are the characteristics of space. So if you look at it, the fifth song, or rather the fourth or the fifth song, according to us, we will take it as fifth song. The fifth song talks about the 5 elements around us and the shape and what are its characteristics in a human body. I'll come back again in the next song with more details about the way how our body is made of, or what is the body made up of. Until then, I'll take leave for now. Bye bye. Tiruchitrambalam.